We'll give participants a second to get logged in. Sometimes it takes a minute or two. All right. Well, welcome to the virtual college exploration for all Illinois students, sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling and by StriveScan. Just a few quick housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at iacac.org. And this presentation will be recorded, so if you need to revisit it after the fact, it should be available in about a week at iacac.org. And then at this point, I would like to turn it over to our presenter. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen. All right, the floor is yours.
Hi everybody, my name is Nicole Ryan. I am one of the regional admission advisors for the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our school and some of our top programs. We'll talk a little bit about housing and things like that as well. So thank you for joining me today. We are one of the 13 universities that make up the public university system in Wisconsin. We have been around since 1866, and it doesn't just mean that we're old, it means that we've had a long time to build up some great relationships with companies and corporations, and some major companies. Our students really have a great track record for landing some pretty awesome jobs when they're done at Platteville. You might be wondering why there's a large M on that picture in front of you and on my virtual background. That's because we started out as a mining school. And sometime in the 1900s, our engineering students decided to pay homage to that mining history, and they created this large M on one of the nearby hillsides. It's about 400 tons of whitewashed rock that make up that M. And if you look really carefully, you can see some stairs going along the right-hand side of it. It's kind of a rite of passage when you come for an on-campus visit. To climb the 266 stairs to the top of that hill. And from the top, you can actually see 3 different states. You can see Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa. So it's a pretty cool view. So the town of Platteville itself is about 11,000 people. I like to say that it's a semi-rural town. The town is big enough to have shops and restaurants, movie theater. It's very easy to get around the campus and around Platteville itself. But we are surrounded by a good amount of farmland. So it's a beautiful and peaceful place, but plenty to do, which we'll talk about in a little bit here too. So at the heart, we are a liberal arts school, which means you have a lot of great different areas of study to choose from. A lot of freshmen change their mind their first year. So we really want to make sure that even if that happens, we still have you covered. Chances are you'll find another great major, something that excites you even more. But we're at about 41 majors, 76 minors right now, known for our small class sizes, usually between 20 and 25 students per class, and very much known for our applied approach to learning. So no matter what you're studying at Platteville, that philosophy really is the same, that students learn best by doing. So we want to give you as many hands-on experiences at Platteville as possible. I'm going to go over some of our top programs, but again, we have a lot of different areas of study. So one of them is agriculture. We do have a beautiful 400-acre farm about 6 miles from our main campus. Students can study dairy science, crop and soil, animal science, including our pre-vet program. We have dairy cows, cattle, and swine at our farm, and it is a producing farm. And about 95% of the labor done on the farm is done by the students themselves. So again, very, very hands-on. Biology, another one of our large programs at Platteville. All of those bulleted points there are areas of emphasis within biology. So whether you're interested in plants, animals, pre-medicine, we definitely have you covered. We have 13 different pre-professional programs. So that would be like your pre-dentistry, pre-physician assistant, pre-optometry. So the idea is that as an undergraduate institution, we want to give you that solid science background. So most pre-med majors or pre-health majors will do something in the area of biology or chemistry and go on from there. But we can definitely prepare you for any graduate program or medical school. Business is another one of our top programs. We just switched this year to bachelor's in business administration or BBA degrees. So you have a lot of different degrees that you can go for in business. That's something that has kind of been changing over the last few years. So we made that change so we could keep up with the times. But internships are required in our business programs. People have done some really amazing internships. Some people have started their own business. Some have gone on to work for the Department of Treasury. They're kind of all over the place. So it really depends on your area of interest, but we have you covered when it comes to our business program. Criminal justice, which includes our forensic program, is our second largest program at Platteville. Within our criminal justice degree, you can choose two different areas of emphasis. You can choose corrections. So if you want to work in the prison system or probation and parole, that would be the route for you. Or you can choose a law enforcement emphasis. So whether you want to work local, state, or federal law enforcement, that's the track that you would choose. We are one of only 2 schools in the entire Midwest that offer a Bachelor of Science in Forensic Investigation. Students can choose a crime scene track or a laboratory track. And a lot of students who end up going for the laboratory track will also do a double major in criminalistics, which is part of our chemistry program. That seems to be a really great combination for finding those jobs after school. The picture there is just next door to our farm. We have our forensic investigation crime scene house. So sometimes an animal will die on the farm, they'll bury it at the crime scene house. Students will set up a mock crime scene. Inside the crime scene house, they'll be doing fingerprinting, crime scene photography, again, very hands-on. Education is another big program. We were actually the first public teacher education program in the state of Wisconsin. Lots of different opportunities within that program too. And in Illinois, if you decide you want to come back to Illinois to teach, you want to go to Platteville, but you want to have your Illinois licensure, we do have a specialist who only deals with licensure in our School of Education. She helps to make sure you're completing all the necessary steps so that you'll be able to go back to your home state and be a licensed teacher there as well. We do have a special education minor as well as a teaching English as a second language minor. Right from your very first intro to education class, you are getting those field experiences and that in-class time, which is so critical to being prepared as a teacher. You do have a lot of different options for doing your student teaching too. At Platteville, we do have, you can choose to go rural emphasis. So if you want to teach in a rural area, we have classes that will kind of help prepare you for that. You can even do your student teaching abroad if you decide to. Engineering is our largest program at Platteville. We are nationally ranked with US News and World Reports. We're tied with Purdue University. So not everybody has heard of UW-Platteville, but almost everybody has heard of Purdue. But just to give you an idea of the caliber of our undergraduate engineering program, we've been around a long time. Students that graduate from our engineering programs really are able to hit the ground running engineering and have landed some really great jobs or have started master's programs when they're done. So all of those areas that are bulleted there, those are the different areas of engineering that we offer. Fairly new, we just started last year, is a biomedical emphasis within our mechanical engineering degree. So you do have that opportunity to focus on biomedical if you want. The picture there is from our Society of Automotive Engineers. That's our Baja group. They also have a snowmobile group. We have First Robotics at Platteville, Engineers Without Borders, more than 60 different engineering related clubs now on campus. So lots of great ways to kind of expand on what you're doing inside the classroom when you go out. And our last big major at Platteville is our industrial technology management. That includes our building construction, manufacturing technology, and occupational safety. Again, very hands-on. We have a commercial building lab, which is only about a mile from campus, where students literally construct a building every year and deconstruct it. They learn how to use safety equipment. They learn all aspects of it. We've had interns who have gone out to California to do their building construction internship. So a lot of great opportunities within that program as well. So of course, college is not just about what you do inside the classroom, it's about what you do outside of the classroom. I mentioned some of the clubs that we have related to engineering, but all of our academic programs have at least one academic club related to that area of study. We have outdoor clubs, we have gaming clubs, dance clubs, spiritual, cultural, political clubs. It's actually fairly easy to start your own club at Platteville too. So for instance, a student who just started this year at Platteville is starting an esports club. We didn't have that, and he had experience at his high school. So I thought that was pretty neat. So because we are a smaller town, but we have a lot of students who stick around campus and stay on campus on the weekends, we really want to make sure that students have a lot to do and ways to meet people and network. So they're really great at scheduling campus events. Most of the residence halls have their own planned activities throughout the year. We have a theater on campus where we put on between 6 and 8 productions a year, musicals, plays, that sort of thing. We have concerts, dollar movie nights, lots of great things to keep you busy. We are Division III for athletics. So if you are interested in playing sports at the college level, those are the 7 different sports that we offer for guys. And then the 7 different sports that we offer for girls. The first step is always to complete an athletic recruit questionnaire on our website, and you can always call our Office of Admissions to get that. But it's where you can upload your statistics. You can do that so a coach or assistant coach can review your information and decide if they want to reach out to you. We have a great band program at Platteville. Most of the students who participate in our music programs, including band and choir and theater, are not music majors necessarily, but we have a lot of great ways to participate. We have a 200+ member marching band right now, pep band, jazz symphony, a few different choirs on campus as well, and then we do have musical theater too. So we'd love to have you continue your passion for music and theater if you're doing that now. I'm going to show you a few different examples of our residence halls. So we actually have 13 different residence halls to choose from at Platteville. Quite a few for our 7,600 students. About 2/3 of our students tend to stay on campus. Freshmen and sophomores are required to live on campus, but after that you can move off campus. We have apartments and other nice houses to rent and things like that that are very close to the campus. But about half of our residence halls are what we would call traditional halls, and that's where it's you and a roommate. You have 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers in your room, and then somewhere in the building you'll have a shared bathroom and then a shared kitchen. And then we have what we call semi-suite rooms. You're still sharing a bedroom with 1 other person, but now you're only sharing a bathroom with 3 other people, so it's kind of nice. And then again, a shared kitchen somewhere in the building. Sometimes it's on a lower level, sometimes it's on the same level as your room, it just depends. And then finally, we have a suite style. So Rountree is our suite style option that's open to freshmen. You are still sharing a room with 1 other person, but you do have a little kitchenette within your living space and your own bathroom in there. So it's kind of a little more like an apartment than a residence hall. They are really nice. Rountree Commons are actually not very old either. It's a pretty modern building. So I like to mention our 2 branch campuses. A couple years ago, all of our 2-year campuses were absorbed by a 4-year campus. So UW-Platteville at Baraboo Sauk County became part of the Platteville family. Baraboo Sauk County campus is just about 45 minutes north of Madison. They do have residence halls on site, so if you're coming from Illinois, you can live on that campus if you like. It's much smaller, fewer than 500 students, small class sizes. You can actually earn your associate's degree and then transfer to any 4-year school you want, basically. If you stay within UW system, the transfer is very straightforward, very smooth transition. And they do have athletics and clubs, just like our main campus. And then our next branch campus is UW-Platteville Richland. And Richland Center is about an hour west of Madison, even smaller than Baraboo. So if you really want your instructors to know you by face and name, they definitely will at Richland. You have some great clubs and organizations, athletics there as well. And then again, they have residence halls on site too. So I like to tell my friends in Illinois about our tri-state initiative. So for our friends in Illinois and Iowa, tuition, room, and board is just over $20,000 a year. So you're not really having to go too far out of Illinois to get that great affordable education and some really great programs. Now that tuition and fees includes a lot of great things. You get health and counseling services. You get bus rides, not just on campus, but around town too. So if you wanted to go out to the movie theater one night, you just have to show your Platteville ID and you can ride out there for free. Textbook rental. We use a textbook rental program. Using that program, it saves you about $6,000 over 4 years. So it's a great way to save money as well. That's included in your tuition and fees. And then access to our Pioneer Activity Center or our field house, which we just doubled the size of about 2 years ago. So it's a great place to maintain your healthy and active lifestyle. Lots of cardio equipment, free weights, yoga studio, swimming pool, walking and running tracks. We have multiple basketball courts and racquetball courts as well. I like to mention too that since you guys are probably getting used to this virtual environment, a lot of you might be interested in fully online degrees. We have associate, bachelor's, and even master's degrees that you can get 100% online. So just something to keep in mind. So we're going to talk a little bit about admission requirements now. We're usually looking for the top 50% of your graduating class at Platteville. For students applying for fall 2021, test scores are not required at this time. So if you were not able to take your ACT or SAT, Or if you just really weren't happy with your score, you do not have to include those test scores in your application. And if you don't, they'll just look a little more closely at your GPA, the rigor of your courses and that sort of thing, and of course your personal essay. So we're usually looking for students to complete those 17 college prep classes. 4 units of English means 4 years of English, 3 years of math. Foreign language is not required to be admitted into Platteville, but we do ask that you have 2 years of a foreign language by the time you graduate with your bachelor's degree. So if you've already taken foreign language and your level of proficiency is pretty high, you might want to take the optional foreign language placement test, and you might test out of that foreign language requirement. Of course, if you have a love of language, I would highly encourage you to continue it at the college level. It definitely helps you in internships and job opportunities and things like that. So if you really enjoy foreign language or want to learn a new language, it's a great time to continue with that. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is our fall visit program. I know not everybody is comfortable doing on-campus visits, and not everybody has the time or the opportunity to visit campuses in person, but we are offering on-campus visits yet on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and 3 of them per day. Early afternoon, and then kind of an abbreviated tour in the later afternoon around 3. And you can just go to our visit website there to schedule a visit. If you are not able to come in person or don't feel comfortable with that, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we always have virtual visits at 12 o'clock. And then Wednesday evenings, every Wednesday, we have a virtual visit at 6 o'clock at night too. You are always welcome to schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. So if you want a little more information about a specific program, or are just having trouble with your application, or have some questions about the personal essay or scholarships, you can use that Book Me link, and you are always welcome to book a one-on-one appointment with me. So this is where I am going to open it up to questions to see if you guys have any questions for me, anything that I didn't cover, or any questions about Platteville, our programs. And remember, you can just put your questions in the chat. I'll be able to see them and answer them. Anything that you guys are still curious about? Any questions about the application process? We still have plenty of time for questions. So. If anyone wants to share what they're thinking about studying, you can do that too. Hopefully I didn't talk too fast for you guys. We didn't really cover too much about financial aid. That part's pretty straightforward. Some of you might already know or had a sibling go through this process already, but if not, the first part is usually applying for the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. And that's where the federal government will determine if you're eligible for any student loans, federal grants, which is kind of like a gift. It's money that you don't pay back, or work study. And then once you're accepted to a college, you can apply for that school's scholarships. So that's another great way to get some money. If you have maintained a pretty decent grade point average, that definitely increases your chances. At Platteville, we have a lot of different types of scholarships. Some are based on your GPA, some are based on your area of study. So it just depends. Some of them are even based on where you live. We have community-based scholarships. So the nice thing is that you fill out one new freshman scholarship application. You're actually applying for almost 100 different scholarships, which is great. So between the FAFSA and the scholarship process, that's a good place to start. If you are involved in any outside organizations, that would be another place you could look for scholarship opportunities. Sometimes you can see if your parents' employers offer scholarships, or if your parent or grandparent was in the military, sometimes you can qualify for scholarships through that too. So a lot of great ways to kind of get some more money for college. If you have any questions about scholarships or financial aid, feel free to put them in the chat too. We are offering some great virtual workshops this fall too. We have workshops on writing your personal essay, some FAFSA workshops coming up. We're trying some hands-on hybrid activities too through the public library. Doing some things like that too, where you would pick up supplies at the library and then log into a live webinar and do a hands-on activity that way. We're planning a fingerprinting one right now through the public library. So keep an eye on our website for things like that too.
Hey, Nicole.
Yeah.
If no other students have questions, which we can definitely go for the full 45, but don't want everyone to feel like they need to stick around for it, I'm happy to end the session. I know I'm the only one who has the ability to do so. So I'll leave it up. I just wanted to let you know I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, and it looks like our only one just dropped off. So I'm glad you said something, Jennifer.
All right, well, we'll end it formally since it is being recorded. But thank you all so much for coming. And then just a reminder, the recording will be on the website. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and you take care, Nicole.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.